Hi Leo, welcome back to your weekly reading with me, Jennifer. Thanks for joining me. First of all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. So as usual, I'm using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. I've pulled one card from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck to work as a clarifier and to give further insight into the reading. And at the end of the reading, we'll pull one oracle card. So I just want to start off by saying that this looks like it's turning out to be a pretty heavy week for everybody so far, okay? At the bottom of the deck here for you, we have the Sun. This card can talk about illumination of things coming to light. This can also talk about abundance and perhaps feeling abundant or seeking abundance. Now your reading starts off with the High Priestess. That's what's crowning your reading. So this talks about your intuition, hidden knowledge, your soul, your spirit, perhaps secrets. And next we have the Patience card, which is the Temperance card in this deck. So you actually have 4 major arcana, which includes the Sun at the bottom of the deck in your reading. So that's a heavy reading. The Patience card talks about everything in moderation. It's not a time to go to extremes. It's about perhaps being in 2 worlds. Because in the traditional tarot, we see a figure with 1 foot on the land, 1 foot in the water, and they're pouring water into 2 different cups. So it can represent like being in 2 worlds at once, kind of thing. And I say that specifically because here we have the Devil again in your reading, in the center of the reading. And I think what this reading, let me just cut to the chase here. What I'm seeing here is that you are not balanced right now. There's something out of balance in your life, Leo. There are extremes that you're going to right now, okay? You're not really, there's something off, there's something wrong. It's like you're letting the devil win. And I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say this. But it's like you're letting the devil win in this battle here. Because if you were to think of the High Priestess and the Devil, this is like spirit and this is like the material realm. But this is the material realm in terms of like temptation, obsession, addiction, fear. All those energies that you shouldn't be letting control you, but you are. Because then we have the 4 of Earth, and this can also be known as the Miser card. This card tells me that you're really concerned with your security right now. You're really concerned with your physical security right now. And to be honest with you, what I see right here with the Patience card, because you have the 6 of Cups right here below the Patience card, which is Temperance. And I want you to see closely that on this card in particular, there is I don't know if you can see that, there's a clock on her heart, okay? Which represents, obviously, time. It's right there. Time, right? The 6 of Cups talks about reminiscing of the past, perhaps, a longing for it. But what I'm seeing here, and also with the Page of Fire here, I'm seeing childhood trauma. I'm seeing childhood things that you still haven't let go of from your childhood, that you are either consciously aware of or not. You may be keeping secrets from yourself. Or maybe these are secrets or you not paying attention to your intuition in a certain situation. this really says to me like there's like something from childhood. It has caused you to live in fear in a way of your security. Even if you are someone who is, you may even be so, it doesn't mean that you are a poor person. You can be living in a comfortable way, and there's something that is driving you that is, it makes you fear this security. Like you're so afraid to lose your material security. And I know that because here we have the Five of Air. And this is a card of tension, conflict. Of perhaps arguments with someone else. This could also represent people in your life, of course. Maybe you have a child. Maybe you're concerned with their well-being, their security. And maybe this is causing conflict in your relationships. Perhaps it is causing you to, or maybe you are spending so much time, right? Because time is really of the essence here in this reading, especially in something about the past for you. There's something about the past here that is, it's almost like, it's like you keep making decisions like you're still this little boy or this little girl. And it's a good thing to be childlike, but we don't want to be ignorant, right? Because sometimes if this card is upside down, that can be ignorance. And I don't read these cards upside down, but with the Devil card here, right below here. And I'm not calling you ignorant, but there might be something going on that you don't want to look at, that you're refusing to see. And this could, I mean, you could, or you could be a Leo you know, it just, I'm seeing this right very clearly. Like you have conflict going on. There's some kind of struggle, whether it's a struggle within or a struggle for your own security, that is making you lose sight of what really matters. And, you know, perhaps it doesn't have to go back to childhood, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that it does. I'm kind of getting the feeling, and it doesn't always, like, have to be your parents that, like, messed you up or whatever. You could have had great parents. Sometimes, just the ways in which you learn things, or, you know, through the eyes of a child. Sometimes when you're looking at the world through the eyes of a child, you might have picked up on things that cause you to be this way. And it probably does stem from you as a child. And I think this is about past hurts. Because also you can see like the bite out of this apple here is like a heart shape. And here like she's pointing to her heart here. In this card. And like this woman here is like, almost looks like she's in pain. It's like emotional pain that you haven't dealt with. That you're not looking at. That you don't want to deal with. That is causing, it's either causing problems for you in terms of your security, or it makes you focus so much on your security that, you know, perhaps you are living abundantly. Perhaps you are making a good salary and you really have no reason to worry. Maybe you have plenty. Maybe you don't. And maybe you are Also, the Sun card, I mean, you are ruled by the Sun, Leo. And the Page of Fire would also be you, in a way, because Leos are, you're the center of attention, and that's a lot of times what the Page of Fire is, the center of attention. Childlike, filled with enthusiasm. But there's something that is keeping you from being that true self. It's like there's a conflict here. And it's something within. Because we can see with the moon here, this is some kind of internal struggle for you. And I know that it's an internal struggle for you because we have all these major arcana here. Especially this Devil card. Now, of course, this could be, for some of you, you could be dealing with someone who is like the devil to you. This person could be extremely controlling. Perhaps you remain attached to this person because you fear for your security. Perhaps you have a child with this person. Perhaps it takes every last bit of patience for you to deal with this person. And you're trying to find a way out. But because of these, whatever this is this here, I'm not getting this as positive memories in the past. I'm getting this more as like regret, sadness, perhaps memories that you wish you didn't have. Especially because this Five of Air is nearby. Now this card, which is what I pull from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck, this is the Harvest Lodge of the Stones. This is the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. The other name for this card is actually, there's enough for all. Let me see. Plenty for all. Plenty for all. So that right away there, that's, that hits the nail right on the head here with this security. And, again, it may not be you being miserly, but for some of you it is. For some of you it is. And it may not even be that you're being miserly with your finances. You could be being miserly with your love. Like you think that money and buying things for perhaps your child or others, or buying things for yourself, or providing all this material security is going to fill this hole. It's not going to. It's not going to. You can buy all the things in the world and you're still going to feel lack. Because there's something that you're not acknowledging. There's an aspect of yourself, or there's some hidden parts of you that you're either refusing to see or not taking the time to go within and look at it. I'm also really getting very strongly like it's like you don't mean to withhold love, but it's almost as though you have this screwed up idea of what love is. Like you think that the more that you give in a material sense should prove that you care for somebody. But really, sometimes all people really need is for you to just have a kind word to say. You know, for you to pat them on the back a little bit, to be encouraging, to show compassion, to be less self-absorbed in terms of oh, I do all of this for you, and how could you be so ungrateful? But it's like, yeah, so you paid all this money for something, or you lavish all these gifts, but are you present? Are you really there? Are you there? Are you really there? The light is on, but nobody's home. It's almost like that. Like the light's on, but are you present? Are you really there? And underneath the Sun card, we actually have the Hierophant, which talks about that deeper spirituality of, yes, for some it's religion, but religion to me is a very cold way of, if you're religious, that's your thing, but you shouldn't forget about your personal spirituality. Because you can go to church every Sunday, but it's not going to heal you within. And under there we have the Hangman, which talks about maybe you're feeling stuck. You're not seeing things clearly. But maybe this conflict that's coming up, maybe it's going to illuminate some things for you. Or this could just be an internal conflict. Or you're finding like, why am I, this could be trivial matters. This could be an argument with your family. This could be arguments with your coworkers. It could talk about a lot of different things. It could also be just mental anguish, like worrying. And I see that here with the Four of Earth right next to it. It's like you're worrying about this, like something in your material realm. And the Temperance card is really saying, like, yes, it's okay to want to care for yourself in the material sense. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it when it's the only thing that you're worried about. Or that you can't see how you might be neglecting your own emotional self, your own emotional needs, your own spirituality, your own soul. Because you're so focused on making money or whatever it is. So let's just read the prayer for the Harvest Lodge of the Stones, which again, it means plenty for all. Plenty for all. And also it's the Queen of Pentacles, okay? The more I have cared for the earth, the more the earth has given to me. I am wealthy and live in the paradise of my own creation. All that I have ever wanted is here now, a part of me. I have loved earth's beauty and cast my love upon her. The greatest of my dreams can now be seen in earth's form. I shall enjoy this, the best of times, and release all guilt from its success. This is the moment I have long awaited. The Great Mother and I are one. Great Mother's womb is filled with plenty. The future looks secure. You have stored what is needed and passed on your wisdom. You have replenished the source of your supply. You will be well fed. Look to your house of wares. For everything you have gained, have you given its seed to future generations? You are now in charge of the whole system. It must work well beyond your earthly life. Who will carry on and how? Has your blueprint been clearly laid that others may follow? You may want to note the history of your success for those who come behind you searching. The hungry will be fed by what you leave for them. What do you bequeath to your children? What is the life way you leave them? So this book is about, this is the Medicine Woman Inner Guidebook, okay? And maybe that's something you need to sort of think about more is what are you leaving? Is it just material possessions that you're leaving behind? Are you leaving behind those memories that will fill your children or your loved ones with the warmth that they want to feel from you, right? They want to feel this warmth from you. Not so much the stuff that you can buy for them. Because there is enough for all, and oftentimes, you know, even for those of us who end up in very bad situations, usually we find that we always end up getting what we need. Even if it's not what we thought it was going to look like, or if it's not everything that we wanted. And for those who are fortunate enough, you know, it's important to give back. And if you don't have children, it's just, you know what? We are all Mother Earth's children. And we need to see each other as brothers and sisters and realize that, you know, if you are acting in a miserly way, that's an energy that you're imprinting out there in the society. And that's not the energy that this world needs right now. So let me pull a Wisdom of the Trees Oracle card for you, Leo, if you're still there with me, because I know your readings end up being a little tough, Leo. I don't know what it is. Okay. Oh, and look what we got. We got apple, which obviously there's an apple on this card. But with this apple, this card is generosity. And I'm going to show you that it says that right here. Apple. Generosity. I grow in orchards and gardens across the world. I bear delicious fruit, and my spring blossom cheers you. On hot days, my leafy branches cool you if you sit beneath them. I share my bounty with you. The apple is one of the most easily recognized trees. It symbolized fertility in ancient Greece and other civilizations. One of its best-known associations is with Adam and Eve, who, according to the Bible, were banished from the Garden of Eden after eating a fruit from the tree of knowledge. Although the original Hebrew did not mention the fruit by name, it was later described as an apple. This may be because apples were a vital source of food for many people. Apples have several medicinal qualities, including reducing blood pressure and treating heart problems. Bless others with a full and open heart, not only when you feel affectionate toward them, but also when they annoy you. Let your actions reveal your sense of generosity, whether it is material, spiritual, or emotional. Life is not always easy, but do not let fleeting problems rob it of meaning and importance. Do not hold on to anger or resentment, because they will eat into your soul. Greet each day with a loving heart and an open mind. So maybe there is some resentment maybe some of you are hanging on to some past resentment and hurt. Right? And that's really preventing you from feeling this and being able to share this with others. So your video is a little long. I'm going to pull one of these little cards to give us one word for you to maybe, it's like your word of the week, okay? To maybe meditate on, or just to give us extra insight. So please give us one card for Leo. Beauty. So there you go. You know, are you focusing on the outer beauty or the inner beauty? All the makeup in the world cannot hide a heart that has grown cold. So let yourself be warmed up. You know, release that stuff. Listen, I'm not the person that's going to say you have to forgive everybody. No, F that. You don't have to forgive. You don't have to forgive, but you don't also have to hang on to resentment. It's a fine line, I know. Like this, see, she's walking on this, I forget what you call this now, those wires in the air. I forget what the name of it is. It's a fine line between forgiving or not forgiving and being able to let go. I mean, you don't have to forgive people. Because to me, forgiveness is mutual. It's like, you say you're sorry and you mean it, and I forgive you. Not everybody's going to say they're sorry. So why should I forgive those? I don't forgive those people. To be completely honest with you, I don't. But at the same time, it is a slow process, but you can slowly let it go and realize that, whatever happened in the past is the past, and the only person whose future is being destroyed is going to end up being your own if you don't let stuff go. It ends up eating away at you, and it eats away at your relationships, and it eats away at your children. It eats away at their childhood. Don't let that happen. Because you do have a lot of warmth to share. And, sometimes I know it's not easy to let stuff go. I don't know what situation you've been in. But we all of us have this beauty within. No matter how you think you look on the outside, your beauty is only as good as beautiful you are inside. And all of us have beauty inside. We just have to nurture what's beautiful within rather than hanging on to that anger and resentment. So I hope that this reading helps you in some way, Leo. I hope you have a good week. If you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want a personal reading, you can find out the information below. Also, if you're feeling generous, please make a donation to my channel. Thank you, Leo, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.